Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Good evening and welcome to Munati. And good evening and welcome to Munati Main News. To present it, my name is Moses Mpika. We look at the stories making up the headlines. Civil leaders disheartened with social media videos of nudity. Abolishment of death penalty commended. 2 Kabwe juveniles held hostage defiled. Ministry of Tourism launches service bus. And in sports news, Enoki Mopu is back in football. We go on a short break, we'll be back with the news in details.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Now the news in details. Former Lunga Ward Councillor Castro Chelekwa has alleged that some videos circulating on social media are disheartening as they have power to tarnish the declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation. Mr. Chelekwa, who was speaking to Zanis in an interview in Lunga district, said most videos that are circulating on social media are in bad taste. He said it is saddening to see how some people, especially youths and women, are being influenced by illicit posting on social media and Facebook. Mr. Chelekwa cited that the change in dressing in women's and mushrooming of nude videos on public site as a shame for Christian nation. And Bartholomew Kabai of Chikwe village in Kasomalunga Chiefdom alleged that the only thing there is to show for that Zambia is a Christian nation is the fight against tribalism. The two said there is so much that our government needs to do to curb corruption, and not only in public offices but in the country as a whole. They have added that with so many corruption cases being read on social media, one may wonder if truly Zambia is a Christian nation. The duo said that Christianity will only be attained by forgiving one another so as to uphold late President Frederick Chiloba's declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation in 1991. They further said that without forgiveness, the declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation loses its meaning. A cross-section of society has commended President Hakainde Hichilema for abolishing the death penalty. Church, motherboards, traditional leaders, and members of the public have told Zanisi in a separate interview that they are in full support of the move by President Hakainde Hichilema to abolish the death penalty. A Kalingalinga resident, Oscar Sikavuba, says abolishing the death penalty shows respect for humanity. Mr. Sikavuba said the move taken by the President Hichilema and his government to abolish the death penalty is highly commended and should be supported by a whole well-meaning Zambians. A random check around the city of Lusaka revealed that the move to abolish the death penalty has been well received. Council of Churches in Zambia, CCZ General Secretary Emmanuel Chikoya, says the church fully supports President Hakainde Hichilema for taking a bold step to abolish the death penalty. Reverend Chikoya told Zanis at State House yesterday during the lunch on to celebrate the abolishment of the death penalty. He said the church has always believed in a God that gives people another chance, saying when one is condemned to death by hanging it means such a person is beyond redemption and cannot be corrected. Reverend Chikoya says abolishing the death penalty is in line with the major reforms that Zambia country has made in the past, like the transformation of the Zambian prison to Zambia Correction Service, so that those convicted can be transformed to good citizens. And Chief Mukuni of Kazungula District said, Chief Mukuni of Kazungula District said he fully supports President Hakainde Hichilema for the move taken to abolish the death penalty. However, the abolishment However, the abolished offense of criminal defamation of the president has not been fully supported. Reverend Shikoya says even if the law of defamation of the president has been amended, there is a need for Zambian citizens to respect the presidency. Zambia's last execution took place in 1997, but some of 250 people were still on death row as of 2021, including 9 newly sentenced. 2 girls, both aged 15 years old, were locked up in a house for 3 days after allegedly being defiled in Cabo District in Central Province. Central Province Commanding Officer David Mukuka said in a statement made available to Zanis in Kawe that the 2 girls were found in a house without windows in Magandanyama area where they were locked up from December 25th to December 27th. Mr. Mukuka said the victims were fled by the police. He stated that the suspect identified as Regan Kavenga and Marvelous, whose other names have not yet been established, are currently on the run. He explained that investigations are underway. In a related development, a 14-year-old girl of Kapilimponshi district has been defiled by 2 men who were working together. Mr. Mukuka said that the victim, who went on the market to buy relish, met 2 identified men who grabbed her into a near bush, where one of them held her hands while the other had a carnal knowledge of her. After the act of the duo departed, the victim sustained painful private parts, he said. He said that the defilement is reported to have occurred December 24th at Impula Market, though the matter was only reported to the police on December 27th, 2022. Mr. Mukuka said that no arrests have been made so far, but the investigations are underway. He appealed to the parents in the province not to leave their minors unattended as defilement cases are on the rise. We'll now take a set of commercials. We'll be back with another stories. Don't go away.
The Business Bear is a weekly Munati television production featuring professional bodies like the Economics Association of Zambia, Bankers Association of Zambia, Zambia Association of Manufacturers, governmental agencies, and other professional economists and researchers. The program provides commentary and analysis on economic topics including monetary policies, macro developments, inflation, labor economics, manufacturing, mining, energy, agriculture, and financial issues. Hosted by Lucky Chelomuna Kampe. The program starts every Wednesday at 10 hours.
Munati.
Meaning something sweet.
Munati, your TV on the go.
Catch us anywhere, anytime, as long as you have a device and internet.
Munati TV is Zambia's first internet TV station.
And internet is just not in Zambia, meaning Munati TV cuts across all borders with viewers all the way from USA, Botswana, South Africa, the UK, and world over.
Internet is the future.
And the future is now.
Welcome to the future. Welcome to Munati.
Your TV on the go.
Welcome back and thank you for still staying with us. The Ministry of Tourism launched the Payment Gateway and Government Service Bus GPS aimed at modernizing public service through digital technology. Minister of Tourism Lord Nsikumba says the GSB and Payment Gateway will also promote easy and convenient payment services for stakeholders in tourism sector. Zanis reports that Mr. Sekumba said this in a speech delivered on his behalf by his Permanent Secretary Evans Muhanga, who added that the development is as a result of the Ministry of Tourism collaborative efforts with the Ministry of Finance and National Planning and Smart Zambia. He said the implementation of the Payment Gateway and Government Service Bus is in line with the government's effort of rolling out information communication technology across government institutions in order to reduce physical interaction and also achieve paperless transactions. He stressed that in addition to the service, stakeholders will also experience 24/7 access to digital tourism services, among other benefits. And Smart Zambia National Coordinator Percy Chinyama said tourism has gone digital, therefore information dissemination is key for success of the development. Mr. Chinyama has called on the media to strengthen the dissemination of information to the public in order for them to appreciate the service. Police have retrieved a body of a 40-year-old man who was found floating on water at Ghetto Stream in Sibombo village in Shibuyunji district. Police Deputy Public Relations Officer Danny Mwale identified the deceased as Peter Munyama of Mwanachindano village and Mwanachindano village. Mr. Mwale told Zanis in an interview that Mr. Munyama was late seen by the family members around 16 hours on December 23rd this year. He said the body of the deceased was discovered floating on water by two young girls on Monday. On December 26, 2022, two young girls who had gone to collect firewood in a nearby bush along Gateway Stream saw a body of a human being floating on water and reported the matter to the police, Mr. Mwale said. He said police rushed to the scene and observed that the skin of the deceased was peeling while the stomach was swollen due to the suspected weather conditions. The body was intact, though in a decomposed state, and police suspect no foul play, and the body has been since buried, he said. And in sports news, Enoch Mwepu, popular known as the Computer, has signed a new deal with English Premier League side Brighton and Hove Albion FC 3 months after announcing his retirement from playing football. Retired Zambian midfielder Enoch Mwepu has been employed at Brighton and Hove Albion FC to continue his football legacy at the English club. Mwepu, who retired from football at the age of 24 after being diagnosed with a hereditary heart condition, was given a time by the club to recover before deciding on the next step. Mwepu felt he won a flight to join Zambian teammates during the international break in September of this year, and he returned to Brighton to undergo additional cardiac tests after staying in a hospital in Mali. Later, his club disclosed that should he have continued playing competitive football, he would have been at a very high risk of suffering a fatal cardiac arrest. As we're in the news, we look at the headlines we look at the stories which made headlines this evening. Civil leaders disheartened with social media videos of nudity. Abolishment of death penalty commended. 2 Kabwe juveniles held hostage. Ministry of Tourism launches service bus. And in sports news, Enoch Mwepu is back in football.